12 Days of Christmas Ornaments, hosted by Crafting in Mimi's World and Melissa Makes It DIY. Links to the host and the playlist will be in the description box. Let's make some fun ornaments, my friends! To start this first ornament, I have polymer bake clay that I'm just going to roll into a ball. And then press out. Try to get it to look like the shape of a cookie. A homemade chocolate chip cookie wouldn't be a perfect circle, but it'd be somewhat round. Okay, with both of them flattened, they have a pretty nice thickness so they won't fall apart once we put a hole through them. And they're a nice size so they'll be visible on the Christmas tree. Just gonna take a bamboo skewer and put a hole right at the top of both of them so that we can run our twine through. Don't want it too high so that it breaks. Okay, so these aren't too thick, so these will be fine to bake up for 15 minutes at 275 degrees. And once they're finished and cooled, we're gonna decorate them so they look like delicious cookies. Okay, so for my chocolate chip cookie, I have my mocha. And then for the sugar cookie, I'm gonna mix the light mocha with a little white because the sugar cookie is going to be a bit lighter than my chocolate chip cookie. Both sides are dry. So for my chocolate chip cookie, I'm just going to use the end of a paintbrush to dab my little chocolate chip spots. For the sugar cookie icing, I'm using a 3D white paint I found at Dollar Tree, and I start just by making an outline of my frosted area and then filling it in with a few squiggles, and I smooth that out with just a craft stick to get it ready to add glass beads and ornament filler as faux sprinkles. And then I add extreme glitter hologram to both cookies, smooth it all over and around the sides. So once this is hung up on the Christmas tree, the twinkling of the lights will really sparkle off the cookies. Then I just added red and white twine to hang them with, and that was it for these. It looks like Cookie Monster approves of these ornaments. Tell me, what do you guys think of these two cookie ornaments? Okay, for these ornaments, we're gonna need tumbling tower blocks, some wood glue. You're gonna take a set of 3 and glue them together, and then another 2 sets of 3 and glue them together to make a longer rectangle like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 sets of each and then come back. Okay, so all of my tumbling tower blocks are glued. For these 2 longer ones, the rectangles, I'm going to paint these so one will look like the box of, like the movie theater box of M&Ms, one will be Skittles, and then for these little squares, I have some cardboard I cut from a box of Pop-Tarts, so I'm going to paint this blue and glue this Pop-Tarts logo onto here, and then this one, I have a coupon for Krispy Kreme, so I want to cut this logo, paint this so this looks like a box of Krispy Kreme, and then just glue this logo right there on top. I have Award Blue for my Pop-Tart box, matte white for the Krispy Kreme box. For my M&M's box, I have chocolate bar brown. All my paints are apple barrel. I am a plaid ambassador. Apple barrel is a plaid product. Okay, painting this brown has made me think about a big chocolate bar, a Hershey bar. So I think I'm gonna pull out some more clay and make a big chocolate bar ornament as well. And with all the paint dry, I started to trim down my cardboard pieces so I could glue them to my ornaments with tacky glue. And for the paper pieces, I glued those down with Mod Podge. I have Kelly Green, so I have the dots for my Krispy Kreme box. I found a larger Krispy Kreme logo online, so I just printed out several of those so I can make multiples of different shapes for my son and Mod Podge those down. I did have a bit of ink smear when I applied the Mod Podge over the Krispy Kreme. I didn't have as much trouble with the Skittles logo when that was Mod Podge down. With all the Mod Podge dry, I took some red and white twine and hot glued it to the back of each of the ornaments so they could be hung on my tree. Okay, so you have to knead your dough, whether you're using polymer or the air dry clay. You have to soften it up, and usually I work mine into a ball, but since this is going to be chocolate bar, just kind of flatten this out and start to get my shape and move the clay around. I took a large bamboo skewer and made a hole in the top for my hanging twine. And then using that same skewer, I pressed it and rolled it into my clay to form the sections so it really looked like a chocolate bar. And when I was finished making all my section marks, I put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 275. All right, this is totally ready now. And I'm actually going to add real brown and not chocolate bar because this actually looks more like a milk chocolate. And it's already a gloss. It's actually an indoor-outdoor. So it'll look nice and shiny. Brown, delicious looking chocolate bar. And with all of my glossy paint dry, I took champagne colored extreme glitter and went around the edge of the chocolate bar just so there would be just a bit of sparkle. For this last ornament, I'm using a clear ornament ball from DollarTree, a pack of tube confetti from DollarTree, and I tried to pour it inside just out of the pack, and that didn't work. So I just rolled up a piece of paper into a little cone and emptied all of my tube confetti inside, gave it a good shake, and then I took some 3D paint, also found at DollarTree, and I made just a little outline of frosting, and then I filled that in. And then I took some glass beads, also from Dollar Tree, the Crafter Square area. I found these pink glass beads that look like sprinkles, and I just used the different colors and shapes and sprinkled them all over so it looked like just delicious sweetness on top of this ornament. And once all of that puff paint dried and set all those glass beads, I took hologram extreme glitter and just spread it all over the faux frosting so there would be extra sparkle. And once my extreme glitter dried, I just added the same red and white twine so I could hang this on the tree. And I think it just turned out so gorgeous, and I love the way all the ornaments turned out. My kids are happy with the treat box ornaments as well. And here's a look back at the other ornaments I made for you today. These were so much fun. I was hoping that my little guy would help me paint, but he wasn't in the mood for it. But I think this would be such a fun project to make with your family. I hope you guys enjoy the playlist. Please stop by the channels of Melissa Makes It and Crafting in Mimi's World. These ladies are so super talented and so sweet, and have a very Merry Christmas.